Hey guys, Baker, what's up? What's up, Baker? What's up, guys? Part 2 of the 3D motion tracking, Boujou, After Effects, no Cinema 4D, all that good stuff. So part 1, we did the actual tracking. Part 2 right here, we're going to be doing the compositing, and I'm going to show you how to do pretty much this right here. Screen's a little popping up, and it's going around, and it says, jump off. You won't do it. No balls. And then it flips and goes away. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Pretty sweet stuff. And again, like I said last time, the reason why I like this is, well, one, I don't really know how to use Cinema 4D. And number two, you can actually change this whenever you want, update it, and when you render in After Effects and stuff. So you don't have to render in Cinema 4D, move it over, all that stuff. You can always just, work in After Effects, all in one program. Well, besides Boujou, but you know what I mean. No Vegas, all that stuff. So, last time when we exported the camera solve, saved it to our desktop. So we'll just go to the desktop and just find that Maya file. So rotating camera solve.ma. So we'll import that, and it makes a comp for us. So we double click, and it's all black. And there's that null object we exported. Remember that? So we'll just drag in the MOV file that we used to track. Remember, instead of the JPEG sequence, we just use this, and there we go. So comp is 59.9, or actually it's I do believe it is 60, but that's okay. Still matches up pretty nicely. So what we're gonna do is make the screen really quick. So we'll make a new composition. It's 1280 by 720 is fine. Frame rate, if you want, you can do the same frame rate. Okay, so just gonna make a new solid really quick. We'll make it red, and make the rounded rectangle tool, and double click so it rounds it at the end. Click on the mask, duplicate, set the second one to subtract, and we'll decrease the expansion like this, and just feather it. So it's kind of like, just, not a solid thingy, whatever. So I'll also maybe decrease the opacity just a little bit to like 90. So if we turn on the transparency, you can see this is transparent. And just go ahead and type our text here. So I'll say, oh hey guys, and then I'll boost this up, and then just kind of put at the top, and then I'll make another text and type some gibberish and scale this down pretty small. It's a bunch of gibberish and stuff. You can actually type stuff because unless you make it small enough, but the people might be able to read this if you're watching your edit. So, and of course I can always copy and paste, but I don't feel like doing that right now. Okay, so I got my bunch of text, right? So it's aligned to the right, so you can center it, you can have it to the left, or this is aligned to the left, whatever. And I'll just scale that down even more. It's a bit large, so that's okay. And we'll go for about 3 seconds, and effects and presets, decoder fade in. Search that little preset, drag it onto your clip, push U to see the keyframes, and you can kind of see it animating on. Pretty cool. And let's see, what else can I do? I have this overlay that so many people have been using nowadays, but I think it's okay. Got the numbers and the matrix kind of stuff, so I'll just put that on top. And right click, transform fit to comp. So that stretches it perfectly, and we'll set this to screen. So now we just kind of got some crazy stuff going on. And I'll do that little TV grid thingy that some of you might have seen the tutorial. I don't even know where I am anymore. But so typing grid, and we'll bring on the grid. Let it load up. Okay, so width and height sliders, anchor to 0, 0, and width, we'll expand that up, so that's out of the way. Height, we'll bring that down to 10. And border 5, and that looks good. And what we're going to do is change this to, let's see, will screen look good? But overlay or soft light. Let's do soft light. Doesn't overpower it too much. And maybe you can just turn down the opacity too, so the lines aren't so, you just want this to be like a subtle kind of grid looking effect. So that's, you can put in more detail, but that's as basic as I want to get. So we'll go into the rotating camera solve comp, and this will retitle this comp to screen, and we'll go in here and bring out the screen comp. Boom! And now we need to make this 3D. Click! And this null object that we exported right there, we're going to take the position, copy, and then position of the screen and paste. So it basically copies right in that position. So we get that kind of effect, and that's alright if you want. But I want this to be facing him and stuff. So I want to bring this off. So push P for position and bring it off the Z-axis, so make sure it's kind of far enough out. Let's see. And it wasn't perfect tracked. It was decent, but it'll work. Bring this up, and I can also scale it down, like that. Scale it to maybe just 50% or so, and we'll rotate it. Rotate it this way. So negative 180 should be just about right. So we got this floating screen, and we can change the transfer mode to maybe add. So cool looking screen. Looking at it, he's like, "Ooh, hey guys, what is up? Baker here." And just kind of move this over. And what I'm going to do is just duplicate this twice, and I'm just going to make some more screens off to the side. I'm not going to make this too fancy or anything. Bring that in. So basically what I'm doing is making a almost like a, what kind of shape would that be? Like a pentagon almost? Or not a pentagon, trapezoid. Just kind of rotate it, facing him, and bring that in. And if you want, let's see if this will work. Go to the top view, zoom out here, see if it'll show up. There you go. So this null, oops, don't want to move that. This null object, this little red dot, represents the guy, and then these three things are the screens. So you can rotate this a little bit more, and then just kind of position it like that. Make sure it's facing them and stuff. And then we'll just go back to the active camera, and we'll go to fit, and those are our screens. So I'll show you how to make them animate in. So we'll go to the first one, and we want this one to pop up around here. So this one is this screen. So we'll push S for scale, and we'll unlink the link thing, uncheck the link. And we have three parameters here. So this is the X, Y, and Z scale. So we'll set a keyframe, and we want this to first grow out. So we'll move forward just a little bit. We want this to look like this, and before that, it needs to have that same value. So we'll set this down to 5% for the Y, and back here we'll set this to 5%. But this one, the X, needs to be 0. So what that does is it grows it out like that, and then the third keyframe will be bringing the Y value back up to 50%. So you see this? Grows out, and then up. And of course we can highlight all of them and click Easy Ease, so a little bit smoother. And I'll just copy these keyframes, and this about here, I'll take the middle one and press S and paste those keyframes onto there, so it does the same little animation. And then the last one as well when it gets around here. So that one. S and paste. So with the little growing things like and now I'll show you how I animated it out. So the trick here is we created a 3D null object and we parented it. So we'll go ahead and make a new null object, and we'll make this 3D, and we'll copy the position of the null object we exported because it's right down here, and copy and paste. So we got basically the same null object. And I guess I could have just duplicated it, but for the sake of this tutorial, you can copy and paste positions and stuff. And we want this to be just about the same height as all the other screens. So if I just check, this one's about negative 430. So I'll just go in here and type negative 430. And we want this to be kind of in the middle, so that looks about good. So it's basically like right on his stomach. So that's good. So what we're going to do is take all three of these screens, take the little parent pick whip thing, and pick whip to the null object. So what we're going to do here is after that, we're going to flip it. So null object, so we'll hit R for rotation. And this is going to be on the Z rotation axis. So we'll click once for a keyframe, move forward, and then rotate it like this. Beatboxing, wob wob. Okay, now from here, we want this to scale down and shrink. So we stay at the same spot, push S for scale, unlink the, oops, okay, yeah, right there, and keyframe the scale, move forward a half a second, and this is going to be the X position. See that? So stretch it this way. So I'll bring that in pretty close, about there. And then from here, we want this to rotate up. And the scale, actually. So I'll click on here, hold Shift, and then do R. And then this will be the X rotation. So keyframe the X. Move forward a half a frame to 13 seconds. Rotate this up like that to negative 90, and then the scale we also have to change. So the scale from here is 26, 100, 100. So we'll go forward, and we want this to shrink the Y. So see that? Shrink this way. Shrink that to 0. So here's our full animation. So this grows and it says, oh hey guys, this one goes out and then grows up. This one grows out and grows up, and then it flips, shrinks that way, flips up, and shrinks at the same time. Boom! And of course, there's a little bit of 3D conflict right here. So what you could do is just mask out the guy's head, but it's so fast you won't really be able to notice that much. But just easy ease. And then one quick thing is you can also do, I don't know how I'm doing on time, but trying to go fast, just add some particles like particular. Whew. Hope this isn't over 15 minutes, because I would be pissed. But we'll make this a box emitter, just kind of extend the size and whatnot. So maybe 1,000 was too big. Nah, I think it was okay. So we just got some buttload of particles and stuff, you know, just stretch that out. And then I'll just set this gravity. Where's the gravity? There it is, to like negative 10. So we just got some particles floating up, and they are all motion tracked as well. So it gives it that extra parallax thing and stuff. So looks pretty cool. So go ahead and like the video if you learned something, if you enjoyed it, or if you're just watching because you're jealous of After Effects. And if you don't know about After Effects and stuff, watch my other tutorials and you'll learn. So you don't have to use Cinema 4D, you won't have to use Vegas, all that cool stuff. So again, like the videos, leave some feedback, peace, and stuff. Okay.